All right, grasshoppers. Good afternoon to everybody. That is the one and only Noelle Dellacco. Am I saying that the right way? Dellacco?
You are.
Pretty good. It's great to see you. How are you doing? How's things at home with the kids and everything?
Yeah, they might make an appearance.
That's good. Good.
But they're playing with some sticker puzzles right now. So,
Great.
but it's been challenging.
All right, guys. So just so you know, I met Noelle, what was it? Probably 8-9 months ago.
Yeah.
I did a presentation at West.
College of Westchester.
That's right. Yes, College of Westchester. And we got talking, and Noelle's very interesting. She's a very ambitious woman. Obviously, she's got children, a family. She's got a job at the school. And correct me if I'm wrong, but when you started we'll get into what you have here, but you started this project right after you completed college. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was. I was in my senior year, so I was finishing college, and that was kind of like when I started everything.
Good. And the name here, there's some help in the background there. There's her helper. All right. That's all right. Come on in.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute.
All right. So the name of your organization that you put together, it's a nonprofit. It's called Operation Prom, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us, how did you start it? Like, why did you start it, and what did
it? So it's a long story, but the kind of short story is that I was an event planner when I was in college working, and I kept meeting with women who had these bridesmaids dresses they were never going to wear again, sitting in their closet. So I'm from Yonkers originally, a very socioeconomically diverse city. And I remember that there were some kids who couldn't afford going to prom. So I thought, let's collect these dresses and drop them off at my former high school. And, to my surprise that year, which was like 16 years ago, there were 3 girls that were homeless. And they benefited from the dresses that I had dropped off that I had, collected between, friends and, people that I knew. And then it just continued every year, and more schools heard about it. Nobody else was doing it at that time. So I just continued to collect dresses and donate them to schools.
Mainly at this point, you really hadn't started any organization. You were just doing this on your own, just pulling it all together. Okay, great.
Kind of like the crazy lady driving around with.
No, it's a fantastic story. That's why I want all the viewers to hear it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
So it got bigger and bigger every year. And, after the schools in New York were calling me, then it was Connecticut schools and New Jersey schools. And all of a sudden it was schools in Georgia, and people hearing about it across the US wanted to be involved.
Wow. So it all started, they had access to these dresses. You realized some people were homeless, and it's primarily dresses. It was primarily for women, right?
Yeah, well, years ago it was really dresses. Over the past, I would say 5 or 6 years, we've been able to secure more tuxedo donations. So we've been able to help, anybody who needs.
So you started a nonprofit now, out of all just this idea of you going around getting dresses. So it's a business. Well, it's a nonprofit business, but it's a business, and you have other people that work for you that help you out in other areas around the country now. Is that correct?
Yeah, we have about 30 people across the U.S. that are kind of part of our either chapters or board. And then, of course, if you add up all the volunteers we have across the U.S., it would be, hundreds of people who volunteer with the dresses and the tuxedos.
And the formal name for it is Operation Prom?
Yeah. So when I started it originally, it was just Operation Prom. Now, since we've expanded, we're called the Operation Prom National Network.
Oh, okay. So if people want to make any donations or donate dresses or tuxedos, they'd go to Operation Prom Network?
Yeah, they could go to promnationalnetwork.org, and they could find locations in their area. Right now, obviously, due to COVID, everybody's at a halt and not accepting donations, but we're hoping by September we can start collecting again.
So is there some process, I hope I say this the right way, so that the person that you're giving that dress or tuxedo to kind of qualifies for the tuxedo or dress?
Yeah. So we've tried to build relationships with all of the high schools pretty much across the US, and especially the ones that are in areas where there's a need. So, with the guidance counselors, with these school administrators, we work with them. They kind of identify who the students are that need help. And then we invite them to our dress and tuxedo distribution events that we have.
Oh, okay. And then obviously you've got to be constantly out looking for donations too, right? So you have corporations that donate.
Yeah. We've been so fortunate. In the beginning, it was a lot of people just cleaning out their closet, donating dresses and tuxedos. Now, over the past 15, 16 years, with all of the, designers and manufacturers, I would say probably about 80 or 90% of the inventory that we have is brand new with the tags on it. Of course, we still rely on the donations when people are cleaning out their closets, but it's great to be able to have new things for the students when they come in.
So you give them this tuxedo or dress, they return that to you, then it's reused, it's cleaned. And
No.
They're served.
The dresses they actually get to keep.
That's all right.
Okay. We'll get more stickers. The dresses they get to keep. The tuxedos, it depends. So some of the locations across the US have tuxedos in stock where they can give them to the student and they don't have to give them back. A lot of times, if we don't have a size maybe that a student needs, then we work with our partner, the Men's Wearhouse, and they would be the ones that would do a rental for us.
So the Men's Wearhouse is your partner?
Yes, they're a national partner.
That's fantastic. So you're the head honcho. You started this business with nothing, and then you went out and got sponsors and all this. You built the whole thing.
And had 2 babies, yeah.
Well, you got a full-time job too at the school and everything.
Yeah, and that.
And nothing else going on, right? Nothing else?
Oh gosh, no, nothing else.
So now with the quarantine and all the school shutdown, and obviously they're doing all the. Go ahead if you got Tucker.
Come here, come sit. Yeah, okay, go do that one. Stickers, they love stickers.
Yeah, there you go. Sure, so do I. I'm getting bored around the house. I use stickers too. So now, obviously, the proms are all going virtual now. So this is what you're doing. Obviously, there's a need for the tuxedos or dresses this year, correct?
Right. Everything's been in storage, for 2 months now, if that. And obviously, the schools have been canceling proms. Some of them are holding virtual proms, or through Zoom. But we come from the mindset that the population we serve is really in need.
Right.
So these students would not have been able to get the dress or the tuxedo rental without Operation Prom.
Right.
So even if their school is hosting like a Zoom, they might not want to join because they never got their dress or tuxedo.
Sure.
And it might be embarrassing to them. So
all the rest of the kids would be on camera in front of Zoom with a tuxedo or a dress on, and they would not have it.
Right.
So are you still going to try to get the dresses?
So we're not. We decided we're not going to do that. It's just going to be too difficult. So what we're going to do is host a virtual prom. Come here. Come say hi. Okay.
There's your host right there. What's her name?
My future prom queen.
Yeah, I was going to say she's the host. She's got the voice for it. She can host the whole event.
She's not embarrassed at all. Her name. She's 2.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, we put a halt to distribution, and we're doing our virtual prom June 6th, and we're messaging out there for students to come dress casual.
Kids from all different schools around the country.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
it's open to everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, good. So you'll have a prom for all these kids that really don't feel comfortable taking part in their own school's prom. What will you do? Like, will you announce who they are? Like, go through the names of the people that are online?
Yeah. So, you mean the students or the performers, the entertainment?
No, the students.
Oh, no. So the students, they're not going to be visible. You're not going to see them.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it'll just be the entertainment, the performers that we have, the guest speakers, and students can just click on it and stream it during the day.
Okay, good. Well, you want me doing singing or something like that? So you want me to sing? Yeah, that'd be quite entertainment. That would, yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I do another. A lot of people have seen. I do another podcast show with this Elaine that was on the Survivor with me. She's got a fantastic sense of humor. She wants to do Christmas songs. So we'll see how that goes. My voice. So that's fantastic. So the kids. So just to paint the picture the right way. So this is for maybe kids that are out there that don't realize you're there, or people that want to donate money, people that want to donate dresses or tuxedos, or want to get involved or want to volunteer. So it's basically, you found a need for these unused dresses and tuxedos years ago for kids that just couldn't afford to get them. And now this is built into this big organization. And I guess a lot of people don't think of that, right? That some of these kids that are online, they would feel awkward. They don't have a tuxedo or a dress, and they're embarrassed. So they're going to miss the prom.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that was the thought process behind it. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it a little bit differently and say, hey, we want to make everybody feel inclusive.
Right.
And again, we're not even seeing the students. So they can log on, they can watch the performances,
Yeah.
and be a part of it during the day.
That's fantastic. That's a great idea. So they still get to have their prom like everybody else, but they don't feel like, wow, great. So what's next with this business then? So you just continue to grow and grow, and is it kind of up every year, all the schools across the country? And
yeah, every time we add on a new state or a new, city or county, it expands. We reach more students, we receive more donations. So the goal is really just to continue it. I mean, I had never planned on starting a nonprofit organization, let alone making it national. But yeah, we're 100% nonprofit, so everybody's a volunteer. Nobody gets a salary. So we'll just keep adding on our chapters for as long as we need to.
You're a great story for the students that you work with at school too, right? I mean, to show them that, you built this business, doing all this other stuff, getting your own education, build a business, and they can do the same. There's really nothing they can't do. I know when I came and spoke at the group, there was a great group of kids too. Like they were very active and asking me questions. You could tell like they really wanted to get better, right? And it was funny. I'll never forget. This is one of them. It's happened before, I think, but one of the near the end of my presentation, one of the young guys asked, I think it's a guy, he asked, how do you make that good first impression? And I talked to him about, squeeze and make it harder to do now during the pandemic, but, grab that other person's hand, squeeze the hand hard and look them in the eye and say your name and everything. And then when I was done and they were all coming up to say goodbye to me, every one of them almost was coming up to me, grabbing my hand and squeezing my hand. And at first I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get it. Like, oh, wow. Okay. You guys, you were paying attention.
Yeah. I remember actually that you had said that. And yeah, I mean, after you spoke, they all had such great things to say, and when are you coming back?
That's good. I'm coming back for sure. Yeah. We get back to class. We can always do stuff online too, if the kids want to do stuff.
Yeah. That would be great.
They're a great group of kids too. And a lot of the kids at that school are not, they're not the wealthiest kids either, right?
No, again, I would say College of Westchester has a very diverse population. There are students that come from Yonkers, the Bronx, White Plains, Peekskill, areas in Rockland and Connecticut. So it's very diverse.
Good. All right. One more time. So June 6th is the event. What time does it start?
So it's going to be an all-day event because we're streaming West Coast and East Coast.
Oh.
So we'll start at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we'll go through midnight.
Oh, wow. Okay, good. So that's June 6th. It starts at June 6th, noon Eastern Time. And that will be, so do you go to Operation Prom 2020? What it is?
You go to operationprom2020.org and students can find out more information. They could sign up. We'll have a lot of different prizes and things like that too that they could sign up for.
And our host in the back, what's her name? What's your daughter's name? The 2-year-old?
Leah.
So Leah will be hosting the event.
Leah will be
on Zoom. Apparently. Boss. And again, if anybody wants to donate dresses, donate time, donate money, they can go to
they could go to operationprom2020.org or they can go to the main website for the organization is promnationalnetwork.org.
That's fantastic. So just so everybody's clear, so this is so for kids that are graduating from high school. Is it high school or college as well, or is it just high school kids?
I mean, it's open to any high school student. I would say it's probably appealing mostly for them. So high school seniors.
Right. Okay. Good. So kids that can't afford tuxedos or dresses, you make it so they can, in normal years, they can get the dress or tuxedo and feel just like everybody else. Really enjoy the process. And for this current year, because everybody else is doing proms and they will be dressed in their tuxedos or dresses, and a lot of these kids don't have access to that stuff. You'll have a prom for them. Right. From around the country, that'll be for 12 hours. Okay. And your daughter will be talking the whole time for 12 hours.
Apparently, yes. Yeah.
That's excellent. Good. Well, that's fantastic. And it's seriously, I really admire you, what you've done,
Thank you.
Your life and putting it all together. So fantastic. And I'm going to do everything I can to help you too. So, okay. All right, everybody.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.